right? The genesis of RV Today, because Rootless Living, there was no full-time RVer publication. There was no digital nomad. But RV Today, there are a lot of RV publications. And but I'll tell you this, is I'm the only RV magazine that is actually just a magazine. Like, our income is subscribers and advertisers. There's no other Trojan horse with it. Every other magazine is owned by a dealership, an agency, an association, a membership, an organization. A lot of them, the main company started first, the magazine came after, um, which is fine. I mean, Sears and Victoria's Secret did this, but they didn't call them magazines, they called them catalogs.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's where, especially in this industry, and I'll give you an example, and I want to be careful, not to say the actual title just so I don't get sued, but the title was doing a generator comparison. And in the RV, if you're an RV and you're listening right now, you probably know about the Harbor Freight Predator 3500 generator. It is one of the most affordable and really the most quiet and long-running generators there are. I love it. They're not an advertiser, they're not a partner of mine, but I will tell you about them all the time. This magazine did not list them in their generator comparison because they don't sell it.
Hmm.
That's not a magazine. That's not journalism. That's a catalog. And that literally was the genesis where I said, that's it. I'm going to start an RV magazine for RVers by RVers. And when I started to really, deep dive, I was blown away because there's been a couple magazines that have come up. And again, I'm talking print and digital. There's a ton of digital only kind of zines that are out there right now. But I'm just, when it comes to print and digital, there's like 6 or 7, and all of them are owned by some other entity and used as guerrilla marketing. And even to the point where I've had a couple of these other magazines reach out to me to want to advertise, pay me to advertise. And I would say instead, why don't we work a relationship where you can advertise your association, because that's what you're selling, and I'll advertise my magazine to your members. And they're like, no, that's a conflict of interest.
Hmm.
And I'm like, wait, so you can advertise in my magazine and that's not a conflict, but if I advertise in yours, it is? And they're like, yes. And I was like, okay, then let's just not do business. I don't want your money. That makes no sense. You're not. And I would even tell them, you're not a magazine, you're a newsletter. When I worked at a chamber of commerce, we had a newsletter. We didn't call it a magazine. It's a newsletter. It's just all about the members. That's not journalism. And I know it's a weird rant, but it's one that I will stand on my soapbox and talk about. That stop calling it a magazine when all you're doing is trying to drive people to all your different services, to your dealership, to your campground, whatever it is. It's just a Trojan horse. And it's really hurting the magazine industry as a whole, I think, because people are just grabbing onto these magazines as, guerrilla marketing. It's not just be a magazine. It's a great business. There's no reason. Just advertise in established magazines, but just do your business. Don't try to start a magazine to be able to advertise your business.